What does it mean to take someone or something for granted? Well, that it's always available without needing to give any recognition or thanks. But we want to know how to not be taken for granted in a relationship. Let me first explain something, why it's common to complain about this, and why this is a perpetual problem. As you may already know, we are wired to adapt. This is a blessing when we are faced with severe illness or disability. We can adapt to our new and difficult circumstances quite extraordinarily, better than we realize. However, there are times when this blessing can seem like a curse. A large study conducted in Germany gathered a hefty number of couples, and they were surveyed every year for 15 years. And it showed the time it takes for us to adapt to our marriage after sharing vows. And it's a big, whopping 2 years. That's all. Researchers call this hedonic adaptation. Some of us may call it taking the relationship for granted because we miss out on the delight that it once brought us, and now we're used to it. For those that didn't adapt, made a conscious effort to slow down their adaptation. They didn't allow themselves to feel disappointed by their unrealistic expectations. Instead, they realized their power in avoiding adaptation and taking the marriage for granted by doing the quest I've laid out for you today. There are 2 parts to the quest. The first is give genuine praise. None of that phony, fake, sarcastic tone or intention. It has to be genuine and hopefully loving expression of praise. It's simple. Brainstorm how you can complete this sentence. I am so proud of you for, then share it with your partner. 2, find out how you have the better deal, meaning how lucky are you for being in a relationship with your partner. Find at least 2 good reasons, then mark your calendar to remind yourself to think about this and share it with your partner. It can be every week or every month, whatever, just often. This is an exercise for the brain, but I won't get into mirror neurons here. That's another juicy topic on its own. So the most effective and oldest trick of the book to get recognition and thanks is to do it yourself first. I remember when my husband and I had no practice of positivity or gratitude with each other and were dreadfully thirsty for it. I was laying in bed with him and I had felt so ignored that day. All I wanted to do was complain, and it was late. I was tired after a long day, but I thought maybe I should give this whole thing a try. So instead of complaining and blurting how insensitive he was, I tried to come up with something I was grateful for instead of being the one always asking to hear some appreciation. That was actually really hard, so it's so easy to see what we do, how much work and effort we put forth, but to notice someone else, what they're doing, that's taking it for granted. I had to really think about this, but then it came forth. I was a bit embarrassed to realize how much I have to be grateful for. I wanted to be genuine, to model, and he got the hint. He must have really felt appreciated that he reciprocated. Don't believe the nonsense of, if they take you for granted, then they don't deserve you. Yeah, right. We all adapt. We all take things and people we care about for granted. It's our human nature, so we have to find creative ways not to let that happen and to master new habits. I had to train my brain to stop bickering of what I wish I was appreciated for, because it had become a selfish and overpowering thought. And I had to focus and bring myself to pay attention to what my husband does for me, for our family, for himself. And people that know us are probably thinking how ungrateful I must have been, because my husband is such an amazing cook to this lady that manages to burn the rice. All I have to say is, who knows what a little appreciation can do. We often take for granted the very things that most deserve our gratitude.